My limit's the sky. I do the impossible, impossible. Shine if I want to. I win every time if I want to. The world mine if I want to. Make the world mine cause I want to. I pull the sword out the border, walk a floor full of cobras. Go to war with you all, we can brawl toe to toe. I can tighten loops in my...
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today it's week 4 and we've got what should be a great one here between the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4.
Very short kick taken right at the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara.
And he'll get what he can up the middle. 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. So this game here in London, the first of 5 games in the NFL International Series for 2022. We'll see the Giants and Packers here next week. Broncos and Jags at Wembley at the end of the month. The Seahawks and the Bucs, that'll be in November in Munich, Germany. First time a game's been held there. And then we wrap up down in Mexico City, November 21st. Cardinals and Niners from Estadio Azteca.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Passing, it's Dalton. Able to shake him off. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback too.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. To throw here, Dalton. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football, but at the same time you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. Now a dump off here complete. And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. First down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Throwing is Cousins. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Smith.
And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Cousins on the keeper, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kirk Cousins with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Vikings use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Joseph connects on the extra point.
And it's now a 7-0 game.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. From the 6. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. Tackle made that time by Dalvin Tomlinson.
The Saints at 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they move back above 500 with a victory last week.
And you look at their start, a win, a loss, then a win. This might be something we see from them a lot this year, because when they're at their best, they can play with anybody. But bringing their best every week, that's been a challenge thus far.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. So Dalton now.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. Good push up front, and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
First down, here's Cousins. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. This defense for the Saints, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And complete, right side to Cook.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
A first down throw for Cousins. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A great play there. 27 yards.
And the Vikings have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Joseph connects on the extra point.
And that'll make the score 14-0.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. From the 6.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. One first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy. You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
A first down throw coming for Dalton. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Safety blitz, such a fun play call to witness when it works. And the deep man can get home for a sack. Great timing by him. Interception earlier in this contest. Now a sack. He's definitely campaigning for Player of the Week honors, isn't he, partner?
Throwing on 2nd and long. Dalton finding Taysom Hill complete. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. And Dalton to throw. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter.
Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
The struggles continue here offensively. Still nothing for them on the scoreboard, and now an interception.
Yeah, the offense looks extremely sluggish, not really in sync at all. Dare I say, it looks like it got left behind in customs.
Oh, you've had that in your back pocket. You were waiting for that.
Probably should have left it in my back pocket, too.
Well played. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
He's got 1 touchdown pass already in this quarter, obviously looking for number 2, and definitely not playing the check down game.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Cousins. He's going to take another shot here. He's got a man complete. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 73 yards.
And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Joseph connects on the extra point.
And that makes the score 21-0.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. A short kick taken at the 18. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Dalton now to pass.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara.
And he'll be taken down at about the 45.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense The next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Thomas will come in motion right. From the 45 on 2nd down. Dalton. There's Chris Olave. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 31-yard line.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
To throw again on 2nd down. Dalton drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 20-yard line. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Dalton operating in the red zone now. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Za'Darius Smith. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
what's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the 1st down sack. Dalton. Pass complete. Finds Thomas going across the middle. Hook up of 15 yards there. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
And he fires one, but incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Facing this big first half deficit, they keep the field goal unit on the sideline. They're going for it. Here we go with Kamara. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1. Past that yellow line. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
2nd and 5 now. Cousins. And incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Cousins. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
This one brought in by Jefferson. Behind the chain, 2nd and 12.
They'll throw again. Cousins.
And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Here's Cook again.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. I guess that was a little better. He got back to the line of scrimmage there after the loss on first down, but now you're still dealing with a 3rd and long.
So let's put on our offense coordinator hat. They've been very aggressive against the run the last 2 plays. I'm thinking screen right here. Let him come get the quarterback and dump it off. And there could be some room to roam.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook. Finding room at midfield.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 36. He got 29 yards that time.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get...
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now on the afternoon.
And the Vikings continue to pull away here in this first half. Joseph connects on the extra point.
And a rout is on here in this first half.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Well, Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now Dalton. That one complete to Hill.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Dalton.
The ball is out. Kamara fumbled it.
But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Well, this hasn't been their cleanest first half of football. Last thing they wanted to do was give it up to the opposition, but able to keep it as it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, tough first half, no doubt about it. But if they turn it over there, now things turn a little, how would you say it, dire? And they didn't need that hassle.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Dalton's throw taken in by Landry.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way. If they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. He's going to rifle one deep left side. It's caught at the 10. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Throwing, Cousins.
Complete, Jefferson the target.
And some room to maneuver.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
To throw is Cousins.
To Jefferson on the slant.
He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5.
Very nice catch there by Justin Jefferson, one of the best receivers in the game after just 2 seasons in the league. As a rookie, 2nd-team All-Pro, and in his 2nd year, was 2nd in the league in yardage. This guy continues to grow and get better with every game.
Hey, we're good, we're good.
First down, here's Cousins. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. Cousins to throw it. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
Well, not a game that you're going to go crazy about, but when you start at your own 2-yard line, any type of space is good for the offensive guys.
Yeah, you just can't go backwards from here. They did it. Now we'll see if they can keep it on schedule here on 2nd down. On 2nd and 9, Dalton. He completes it to Olave. And they work this out past the 25. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around to make a play on the football.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. That's Olave bringing in another one. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Another 1st down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
But look what we have here, a sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the 1st half. They really struggled to try and move the football. But right now, they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
1st and 10 for Dalton. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the line. Kendricks. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our 2nd half blowout material. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Cousins. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught at the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Frankly, I don't know that this defense knows what to do anymore. Just look at their body language out there. The passing game has absolutely been relentless throughout.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Cousins now. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Vikings open the lead up to 34-0. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that makes this 35-0 now. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Very short kick taken right at the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Looking long for Thomas. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Jameis to throw it.
The pass caught by Olave. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
A running play on 1st down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
From the shotgun, it's Winston.
They'll get this out to Kamara. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Saints on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try to make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run.
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they...
He rifles one that's intercepted. There he goes right side. He's at the 40, past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
And not only is his defense pitching a shutout, now they're contributing points themselves. I mean, they have really put together what's almost been a perfect effort here in this one.
I love how you express that. They've absolutely exceeded expectations in this one. And even better than their play, it's been their effort. Even with the win in their back pocket already, every one of those guys is still out there fighting like it's a tie game.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the 4th quarter. And a big deficit, Charles, but they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Winston now.
Out route to Hill, complete.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the 4th quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
A 1st down throw for Winston.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Harrison Smith.
Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest. But now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick him off for the 2nd time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them, to put it mildly. But they're still out there hunting for big plays and get another one right there.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They start the drive with Cook.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
So 4th quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
Cousins gets this one out wide quickly. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. 3rd and 7 now.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
First. Gun.
On 3rd down, Cousins.
Got an open man finding Jefferson. He's got room at the 30.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Well, they were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Cousins.
Well, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. And Jameis intercepted a third time.
Andrew Booth picks it off. Well, my goodness, CD, I mean, this defense just continuing to dominate. They're really dominating on both sides of the ball, but for the defense, that's now 3 interceptions for them here in this ball game.
And what a great teaching tape for this defensive coordinator, right? When they go back and review this game, what does he always tell us that he preaches to his team? We're going to lead the league in effort. Well, they're doing that in this game as well as making big plays.
First down, here's the run with Cook.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And some room to roam now. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
49 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
Taken down by Pete Werner.
A good solid run there as we head towards the home stretch of this game.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away.
Six yards left on second down.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now it's the backup Newton. And he's got it. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while. But everyone that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some...
The ball is out. Kamara fumbled it. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. Throwing here, Cousins. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, I think it's pretty evident that any blowout isn't going to be big enough for them. They're already up 7 full touchdowns, and it's still not stopping them from throwing it deep downfield, taking their shots, trying to add more points.
And a short gain down to about the 33.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now Cousins. And this pass broken up. But the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Charles, are still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Well, if nothing else, some signs of life here, Charles, because you're facing the big deficit, but at least they were able to prevent 3 more from getting on the board there with a nice block.
And that's how they're comforting themselves on the sidelines right now, because they certainly didn't execute well on that play at all. Bottom line, exactly what you said. They didn't need the 3, but they sure don't like giving up a block. They'll have something to work on as they get into practice next week.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. Just what silver linings, what can they look to do here offense?
He's got a man, complete. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Well, that's something you haven't had to talk about much this game. A nice big play right there. But this team, overall, they haven't done a whole lot offensively.
Well, they're still sitting on the goose egg. We talk about defenses having pride in a shutout. This offense wants to get rid of that 0. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. In motion left is Thomas. On 1st and 10, Winston.
This one taken in by Olave.
Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
From the red zone now, Winston. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw, Winston. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Andrew Booth picks it off. The 40. The 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap 1.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made, and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. One last shot now for Winston. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Minnesota, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Seattle Seahawks.
It's another one. We got another one. It's her. Who that? Big baby slide through in that drop top. Something by Benz looking cute. That's honest. Her and her friends, big blinks and snatch waist. Yeah, she brought the. Ain't no way somebody daddy ain't gon' give her the spins with her ends. Cause yeah, she did it. She did it again. A few more tracks and this time she bought friends. Big baby on her way up and showed the stairs to a man's. Now salute the general. TGLX got plans, yeah. Damn, it's the intro? Yes, it's the intro. Damn, this is the intro? Yes, it's the intro.
They don't know what they in for. If we coming like this on the intro, what they here for? If they want the heat.